Every one of you watching this screen, look out.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
What did I tell you about cartoons?
They've got a lot of brains, and they've got a lot of chutzpah.
Tell me how comic books make you feel, Dave.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Hi, this is Frantz, Kantor, cartoonist, illustrator, and Toon Talker, and I'm here with
Jim Bridges, and I'm the president of the Australian Cartoon Museum.
What have we got here? Lenticular magic. Woo! This is the art and making of Toy Story. John Lasseter and Steve Daly, who wrote this book. Toy Story, of course, came out in the 90s. The art and making of the animated film.
Came out in
1995. Sorry,
November.
90, did I say 80s? I meant 90s.
Yeah.
So 1995. This is actually quite an interesting film. One of the that's excited me about the possibilities of CGI animation.
Well, it's the first feature-length computerized movie.
Yeah.
Animated movie.
Yeah, and I'm always a sucker for 3D. This is a beautiful lenticular three-dimensional image. And the book, of course, starts out because Lasseter was very, very much enamored of. He's a classically trained animator. He's very much into the 2D animation process, even though he's a pioneer in the 3D world.
He obviously started off in crayon, didn't he?
And it had a beautiful look and feel about it.
By the size of our hands, you can tell just how big this book is.
So more importantly though, the animation technique which they were using owed a lot to the world of 2D animation.
Yeah.
In particular, the work of the Disney animators.
So it's really interesting because originally the main character was the Tin Toy, which they made their short film of, which won the Academy Award, and then it evolved into a ventriloquist doll that used to belong to Andy's dad.
Ventriloquist,
yes, and then it ended up
eventually. Because we all know that ventriloquists are like clowns; they're a bit creepy.
Yeah.
So this is a pull-string voice box toy, which is from the early 1960s.
And this is an early Buzz.
Yeah. Which is a more modern version of the 90s or 80s.
Well, he looks a little bit more
Space
like Robbie the
Ranger.
Robot, doesn't he? With those
Space
joints,
Ranger.
don't they? Those round joints.
Yeah.
And this is early versions of Andy.
Yeah.
And if you see the drawings in this, he's got the mouth of a
This is Steve Johnson's work.
Yeah.
Bud Lucky.
Yeah.
Bud Lucky's pencil sketches. Tia Creta. So all of these, they've got a lot of people, illustrators that loved animation, and a lot of people working in animation to put these concepts together. You can see there's a lot of love gone into the storyboards for this film, and that's the beauty. And that all of that love came out, even though it was through the
computer
rendered 3D geometry.
Am I missing a page? I'm missing a page.
Yeah.
And one of the other things about this
establish the world that they live in, which is Andy's bedroom.
So you go from the dark bedroom. Go from the dark bedroom to this, which is closer, and here are the clouds. This is closer to the end product.
Well, it's really establishing a Pixar look and feel.
Yeah.
More than just the Toy Story itself.
This is very early when they're having their meeting.
Yeah, so they get to explore all these classic toys from their own childhood, of course. You've got, Bo Peep, which is a little girl's lamp. You've got Rocky Gibraltar, which is based on maybe a He-Man toy from the 80s. You've got these little recognizable toys like the binoculars, Mr. Potato Head, which are licensed characters, of course. Slinky Dog.
Yeah.
Ham, which is he's a piggy bank, which is always present, and all of these little children, toys from their younger childhood days when they're 2 or something. So Andy's kept all his toys together, and they form this family of toys, of characters in Andy's room. So it's a very close-knit family community, and any toy that goes missing, of course, becomes like a major drama, a major catastrophe.
I think
they're very, very.
I imagined all the animators
of each other.
I imagined all the animators playing with the toys before they even started to draw.
Well,
That's
you're
what I
encouraged
imagined.
to sort of create something that's believable. You need to play.
But also with this film, when you play with a toy, this is what this extended the possibilities of play, because this is what toys you get to see what toys could actually do in your imagination. You know what I mean? Physically.
So it was very, very important to create a world that these toys could live in and we could enjoy. We could inhabit, through these characters. So. This is some lovely concept art here by Tia Creta, of course, and she went on to do the work in Bug's Life.
Yes.
Watch the Bug's Life, the review of the Bug's Life book,
the
which is in
translucent
the library, in the YouTube library on your right.
The movement of these characters, the animators actually got a board and they nailed shoes to it, and they actually got on the board themselves and tried to walk with the board, which is almost impossible to do.
You need to, as an animator, you need to get out of your desk, off Tookus, and do some acting, because it's very important to get that level of believability into the characters, and tiny little imperfections or tiny little characteristics that you can put in there make the characters more believable. It's a beautiful concept art,
and this is what this book is.
A huge book with double-page photographs from the film.
Yeah.
This is it's like
they don't make them like this anymore, do they? They don't make them like this anymore. These books, do they?
No.
So here he is.
Do they make books anymore? Anyway, these are beautiful illustrations. Steve Johnson, of course, is a. He just lends so much.
He lost the glasses.
Yeah.
And here, you can't see. You're sitting at these drawings here. This is what he ended up like. But here he is like he's still the ventriloquist doll.
The slotted mouth.
And here he is as Pinocchio. Yeah. Here he is as John Wayne. Look at the nose on him.
Yeah.
And this is what the original character with that film, Tin Toy. So,
a little key wind up.
Yeah, so this is what early.
Woody.
Yeah, early Woody here.
Yeah,
that's really interesting. And of course,
this is the
the
Space Ranger Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah,
beautifully voiced. I was absolutely. I mean, I did.
The voice is terrific. The voice is terrific.
I did admire the voice of Woody, which is voiced by
Hanks.
Tom Hanks, but Buzz Lightyear voiced by
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, Tim Allen.
Was just sheer genius, and of course Tim Allen's got a show, I think, where he references it quite a lot. To Infinity and Beyond.
So this is early
developments.
Woodies, and these are early.
This is William Joyce, who's a children's book illustrator, also designer of
early Buzzes,
James and the Giant Peach, and a few other. Robots.
I didn't know
which
that.
Is,
both films you should check out.
Yeah.
And of course,
this is a beautiful shot of the bedroom.
The textures on the bed
so
and on the wood.
Within simple shapes and things, they've got a lot of essence of time.
I think the light was terrific too in this film, because it's almost like a child sees things in a more light sort of way than an adult would. You know what I mean? That's what I felt. And of course he gets replaced by Buzz.
Well, the symbol of Pixar is the lamp.
Yeah.
So it's really no surprise to anyone, I think, that light is a great storytelling element. There's Luxo.
Yeah, the lamp.
So
yeah.
it's a great storytelling element light in Pixar films.
And they check out Sid next
Bud
door.
Lucky's designs of Sid.
And of course, here he is going to blow up the soldier. So that's how you introduce the Sid. He
Through
blows
the binoculars.
Yeah, he
from
blows
a
up
distance where
toys.
it's safe.
He blows up toys.
This is a lovely. Dan Haskett did this beautiful illustration of Sid.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a very
and of course, you see, they couldn't go too far with Sid because you can't make kids as evil.
No, it has to be redeemable in the end.
Yeah.
It has to have a childlike innocence.
And here we get to the computerized.
These are maquettes that are created, even though they're 3D objects. The animators and the drawers need to sort of get a quick handle on what the character looks like in space. You could see all of these little three-dimensional drawings of the animals, of the character. This is Sid's dog. So they're trying to work out ahead of time what it should look like in the different construction of the character, and thinking forward to the model construction. So all of these things are worked out on paper.
But the other thing is, while they were doing stuff, because I'd never made a feature film before,
This is a very Maxfield Parrish.
They kept
look.
They kept running into all sorts of technical problems that they didn't know they were going to have.
Yeah.
So it was quite an effort just to get through to the film, you know.
Yeah.
It is. That's what I felt. But the other thing is, I've noticed in these books, when there's dark scenes, like in the actual film, these aren't as dark as this. For some reason, the photos in the book are always darker. I don't. And look at this. All the work they've done here to get the painting of an old house, you know, like the painting over of the old paint, you know.
Yeah.
And that's just in the background when he's about to get squashed by the globe.
Well, you have to add details like that to establish believability.
And look at this. I mean, it's just. I mean, no actor could do that. No actor could do that. You know, there's so much emotion in this.
Expressive shot.
There's so much emotion in this film.
Yeah. Well, the emotion comes from the storyboards. Really, these little cues are not created at the last minute. They come from these drawings.
But the storyboards. They don't religiously stick to the storyboards, you know.
They don't religiously stick to them because the geometry is slightly different, but the mood and the action is all storyboarded.
Oh yeah,
it has to be. Otherwise, you get lost. This was a beautiful scene. This is one of my favourite scenes. The outside where.
That's
Woody
the petrol station. They had the fight.
Yeah, Woody and Buzz have a fight underneath the car.
In the book, it's produced these
This
scenes.
is a beautiful scene.
But they're too dark.
You are a toy. Yeah, it has this sort of reverts back to the toy arms rather than a realistic movement.
Yes, and of course, all that was the animators studied Buddy Ebsen from The Wizard of Oz, and Tom Hanks when he was actually reading out the thing and he was gesticulating. But he is a rag doll to a certain extent, isn't he?
Yeah. So occasionally you pull some of that reality into the character's actions. Yeah. You are a strange little man. You have my sympathy.
There's rumours going around that you've seen this film more than
26 times in the cinema.
Oh my God!
So I was quite impressed by it.
How old were you when you did? How old were you?
I can't remember. But
so your mum was still paying the pizza fare? Oh no, this is great. The Pizza Planet where they go. This is great because all sorts of things can happen here.
Yeah.
Kids love this place. And these are the plans. They had golfing in there, mini golf, but that got kicked out of the film.
Yeah, well, it's not important to the story, but, you know, these are important to develop in the development stage because you're trying to build a world. And the more drawings you have, the more luck you're going to have.
And, of course, they actually designed this place. Look.
Yeah.
They're blueprints. These were great. Allowing... See, the end of the sword is a pizza slice. I love that. Of the spear. And of course, claw.
Yeah.
And these three-eyed things. That's a Spielberg moment, isn't it? Isn't it, from Close Encounters?
Well, there's a lot of Spielberg moments in the second Toy Story film.
Yeah, there is two. Yeah, and here he is.
But yes, there is.
And he grabs him, and
they entertain themselves very well. There's no script. There was no script for this film. It was written after the storyboards. So the story boarders, the story drawers, are the actual script writers in essence.
So that's Sid's house.
Yeah.
And it had to be slightly expressive of here's his bedroom.
Full of junk.
Here's his bedroom.
Yeah.
Bare mattress. That'll always make a place look. And here's his torture chamber over here where he does everything.
His desk, which has become like a workshop bench.
And they designed special posters just for what you would have on the wall.
Yeah. Mega dork.
Yeah, mega dork, yeah.
So this was a total. This is so different to everything else in the film, but it's very important to establish it because it's really the crucial point.
As Lassiter says, cute parts put together in very creepy ways.
Yeah, so it's creating this very scary moment, which is pivotal for the character to grow. I
thought the scary bit was this actually. The
hairs, so he has to
like Pinhead, you know.
It's important for the story, so it's the darkest part of the film.
Yeah, very dark.
Yeah, but both characters have to grow. That's why they needed this.
Yes.
Get through it and come out the end. Hero's journey. Lady and the Ham. Ham is a very interesting character.
He's cynical.
He can't do very much because he's a piggy bank. He's kind of stuck. But the original designs of him, he was a soft toy, which I think was probably more interesting. But I've never really been interested in Bo Peep. I don't really understand her significance.
I like the Blessed Trinity.
She's the sister's lamp.
Yes. Oh well. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And of course, this is every child. Every child's done this.
Yeah.
And look at that. What's that? Is that that's reflection? But it looks like an incisor, doesn't it?
Mm.
And this is his
developments of Andy's mum. Of course, Andy's mum's never seen. She's sort of invisible.
Yeah.
Most of the time, except I think maybe the back of her head or something. Yeah. The baby, I think. That's from Tin Toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's early development of the.
And this is Sid's sister.
Sid's sister. She's lovely.
Yeah.
So Dan Haskett, Bud Lucky did some development here. It's more the final ended up more like the Bud Lucky.
What are those toys with the hair like that? What do they call them?
Troll dolls.
Troll doll. You just got a troll doll there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's from the 1960s.
And of course, this is an emotional journey, and this is when he actually realises he's not a toy. He is a toy.
Yeah.
He's not.
Batteries not included. So there's a beautiful song there in the film.
Yeah.
By
strange. Was it strange? Strange things are happening.
Yeah.
And he realises made in Taiwan. He looks at his thing. So he tests himself to see if he can fly.
Yeah.
And this is.
It's a beautiful scene, actually. With the camera.
He drives off,
back.
and it's almost. See, he's like a broken angel, isn't he?
Yeah,
like a broken angel in that scene.
Yeah,
and of course, he's sort of lost it at this stage, and then he has to help him back to get back to his.
He's in a little tea party. You have to see it. It's a very, very funny sequence.
Yeah, very funny.
Where he goes off the ball.
It's very funny.
And they try to, I don't want to say any more about it, but this is quite a funny little reveal of what's going on.
So the first time you saw it, what sort of effect did it have on you?
Oh, it was like magic. It's like seeing a film for the first time.
And you see, Slinky
film in my life.
Really? So Slinky was actually his best friend because Slinky always does what Woody tells him, and he pulls down the blind because they're rejecting him because he's they know that he holds up they know he tried to get rid of Buzz, and it looks like he's killed Buzz. Now this is the revenge thing at the end.
This is where the he gets help from the toys in Sid's room.
But they had They had a problem because the point is to get out. I mean, he has to learn something. Sid has to learn something.
Yeah.
So
they reveal actually that they don't reveal to any other human that they're alive.
Yes.
but they do reveal to him.
Yes.
It's quite an interesting turn of events and a thing to happen because
well, it's shocking.
It's life-changing and shocking.
It's shocking, but at the same time, you can't leave Sid being a monster. A monster. He has to.
Yeah. Now he's got to go for 50 years of therapy. The toys, they're alive. They talk.
Only in America.
Yeah.
Only in America. 50 years of therapy.
Yeah.
And this is the rendering. Oh, these are the plans.
Yeah, they're quite interesting in and of themselves.
Yeah.
These, the community in Sid's room.
And how they actually move is... how each one of these characters moves is really interesting.
Yeah. Really
interesting. Because they're animators, you know?
And they have... That's a useful thing because Barbie legs connected to a sort of a screwdriver connected to a sort of a reel, I think, that creates a fishing hook.
Yeah, and all these become parts of an a getaway apparatus.
Yeah.
And
and of course the rocket that they were going to use to blow up Buzz Lightyear becomes a vehicle for escape.
Yeah.
In the end.
And this is lovely. Really
these are beautiful boards. Of course, the dog can't be like this. It's more like a American bull terrier.
Yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't have those wild eyes.
See, they're still at early stages. They've still got that puppet mouth.
Well, I'm not quite sure about I think they're trying to look at the possibility of Woody being an actual 1940s or early 50s toy rather than a 60s toy.
Yeah.
But making it a 60s toy, I think it just makes it better because you've got the availability of the TV shows, which they exploit in the second.
Imagine, and this is what. Imagine you're riding on the hood of a car, doing 90, chasing a 10-story building.
Very important to get this sense of scale.
Yeah.
This forced perspective in the drawing was very, very telling. It's not quite as extreme as that.
Yeah.
In the final film.
And this is the G-force on his face. And of course, because
this is a beautiful storyboard sequence.
Yeah, it's one of the best storyboards I've ever seen for showing emotion and emotion in particular.
Yeah, this is unusual. I don't think they've ever done this. Actually, they did in DreamWorks. Prince of Egypt. They got these sort of panoramic mood boards to sort of show transitions of scenes, of actions and things. So you get an idea of the emotional impact of
and the chase.
Because color and lighting really affects things, action affects story in a very profound way. So it's important to sort of remember that.
We're at the end.
We're
back to
okay. Yeah, back to the end papers. So now this is a really great book. If you guys should really enjoy this. If you find it in Amazon or eBay or something, try to get the one. I think it might be out of print, but you probably get the original. I think they all had the lenticular cover. You can hear that, and it's 3D, and this is fantastic. Listen, if you enjoyed this, you will love the review of Toy Story 4 and also the review that we did of the Bug's Life. And check out our other films in our library. So subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell to hear of more, to get notified when we publish some more of films.
Yeah,
and if you really want to enjoy more content and support the museum, you can subscribe to us on Patreon.
Yes.
So the links are underneath the movie. Yeah. Thank you.
And
Sid's dog.
And we need the money to feed the dog.
Okay, this is Frantz, Kantor, and
Jim Bridges.
And we'll catch you next story.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the sour persimmons, cousin.